Good morning, hockey fans. It is a great day for hockey as we have Canada versus Finland at 1 p.m. And then tonight we have the US versus Sweden. As you can see with the standings, we've got the US has always clinched a spot in the final. Who they play, it depends on tonight's or this afternoon's games. Canada and Finland face off at 1 o'clock. And the big story here coming into the game will be the health of Kel McCarr on defense. He missed the last game against the U.S. on Saturday night due to an illness. And as of this recording, there's been no indication if McCarr will or will not play. If I had to guess, McCarr will gut it out and play tonight. That leads me to the next big kind of piece with Canada. And really, this is all going to be about Canada from this perspective. The pressure's on them, right? You've got a goaltender in Jordan Bennington. Canada's goaltending coming into this tournament was, a concern. And it looks like, most likely, Bennington will play. He's played the first two. It doesn't make much sense now throwing, goalies in after this many days off. And so I would expect Bennington to play. And then, the big piece here with Canada, and I view this as a legacy game. Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, even McCarr, these guys have Stanley Cup rings. They've won. Uh, Connor McDavid, who is the world's best player, undoubtedly, does not have a Stanley Cup ring. Been there, hasn't won it. And so we have not truly seen that performance, really dominating performance for McDavid. Yeah, he scored a goal against the U.S., but he did not come out and dominate that game. The U.S. really did a good job of taking, his space away that he likes to use. And, big thing, stick on puck, and that's exactly what the U.S. did. They kept their sticks in their lanes, made sure they had space between them and the skaters to be able to maneuver around. And McDavid's got to figure out a way when the time comes that he's there to score goals, set up goals, make plays, and not just skate around in loops in the ice here. So we will see what McDavid can do, but I believe this is going to be one of those legacy games that he's going to break through, a la Mario Lemieux 1987 World Cup with Gretzky and scores the famous goal, right? This has got to be McDavid's time. He has to play on top of the puck. He's got to be all over the ice. He has to use his speed to win this game for Canada to then get into Thursday's championship with the U.S. Now, it will be an interesting matchup as they play Finland. I thought Mikael Granlund has played pretty well for them. Finland is playing uh, more of a defensive style, I would say, and that may suit them well with the Canadians who are shouldn't say struggling, but I don't think we've seen their best to date. I think the first game was, the Sidney Crosby game, and it was good action between Canada and Sweden that went into overtime, but for Finland and Kevin Lankinen, that's where they're going to need to really make sure that Lankinen can steal a game basically, because I think you look at they've got Barkov and Rantanen, so they've got some talent at center ice to compete. It's going to be the bottom lines that's going to have to win it for Finland, because I think the top two lines are really going to have to be really focusing on possession, keeping the puck out of the hands of the Canadians. And I think that's how Finland will win, is they're basically going to have to goalie their way and play really strong defense with, a guy like Ali Mata to, lead the way with his two Stanley Cup rings and his experience of, playing really stout defense. And so I do expect a tight checking game. I don't expect McDavid to dominate. You're talking about the best of the world playing each other. I do expect him to try to do that. I think he's going to have a lot of puck hogging, to be honest with you. and I don't see McDavid having the game that I think Canada and Canadians expect him, because I think they see him do that on night in, night out basis in the NHL. And so, turning over quickly to the U.S. Sweden, for the United States, it's all about keeping that momentum, staying healthy. I wouldn't expect to see Matthew Tkachuk out there tonight. I think there's an opportunity to rest him with whatever ails him from a lower body injury perspective. Get him rested. Get some players moved around a little bit. Mike Sullivan will most likely try to keep the defense the same. That's a hard thing to do in a short tournament, so I would expect the defensemen to remain the same. To be determined. We'll see what happens. I would think Hellebuck still plays. I think they want to keep that momentum and ride that into Thursday's game against whomever that is, Canada, Finland, Sweden. I think today is not about winning the game against Sweden. I think it'll be about just keeping momentum, don't get blown out, stay healthy, do the things that got them in those first two wins. And if they win, great. If they lose, hey, you know what? You still got a game Thursday. And so I think that's what's going to happen here. So just a quick little preview. This is my second episode, just working through some things from a technical perspective. So we'll get through and continue to evolve the channel. And so hopefully you enjoyed this quick little preview and commentary on tonight's hockey games. If you like what you heard, please give me a subscribe, like the video, comment. And until next time, keep your stick on the ice and your head up.